Let me ask you something. Have you ever come home after a long day, craving nothing more than peace, only to find someone has decided your property is now their property? Have you ever felt that slow burn of anger when someone treats you like you don't matter, like your space, your time, and your boundaries are optional? Well, that's exactly the kind of day I had, and what happened next turned into one of the most unexpectedly satisfying moments of justice I've experienced in years. Before we dive in, if you've ever had someone walk all over you and you wished, just once, that they'd face the consequences, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and drop a comment. Because today's story is not just about revenge, it's about standing up for yourself when absolutely no one else wants to. So let's start from the beginning. I live in an apartment complex with tandem parking. If you don't know what that is, imagine two parking spots lined up front to back. One car parks in front, one behind. My lease gives me both spots, meaning I'm responsible for the front and the back. Most of the time, it's totally fine. But on this particular Sunday, I came home tired, hungry, and honestly just counting the minutes till I could crash on my couch. But when I turned into my assigned spot, my stomach dropped. Someone was parked in the inner space of my tandem, my space, leaving only the outer space open. The moment I saw that car sitting there like it owned the place, something tightens in my chest. Not even anger at first, just disbelief mixed with exhaustion. It's the feeling you get when life gives you that one extra inconvenience you just did not have room left for. I sat there staring at it for a moment, hoping maybe the driver would magically appear. Spoiler, they didn't. So I called the tow company. I figured, hey, this is straightforward, right? My spot, unauthorized car, simple fix. But of course it wasn't. The tow company told me they couldn't remove the car without authorization from the complex manager, who just so happened to be off duty because it was Sunday. And I'm standing there thinking, seriously? Someone breaks the rules, takes my spot, and I'm the one who has to wait. So I parked in the outer section of my own spot, blocking them in. It wasn't malicious. It was literally my only option. I couldn't legally tow them. I couldn't magically materialize the manager. All I could do was park in the one space that actually belongs to me. And I'll be honest, the whole night I was still irritated. Not raging, not plotting revenge, just annoyed at the casual disrespect. But the next morning, that's when everything changed. I walked out to my car, keys in hand, half asleep, ready to go to work, and the sight of my car made me stop so suddenly that my breath caught in my throat. Long, deep, jagged scratches carved along the side of my car. Not a small key mark, not a petty, whoops. This was deliberate, aggressive, almost angry, the kind of damage you do when you want someone to feel it. For a moment, I just stood there. My chest got tight. I felt this buzzing under my skin, rage and shock mixing into something sharp. It wasn't just vandalism, it was a message. Someone had decided that I was the problem. Someone thought I deserved punishment for daring to block them in when they were the ones who took my spot in the first place. I called the property manager as soon as the office opened. And do you know what he told me? He tried to discourage me from calling the cops. He said it would complicate things. He said maybe it was a misunderstanding. He said maybe towing the other car wasn't necessary. I felt my jaw clench. Misunderstanding? My car looked like it had been attacked by Edward Scissorhands. There was no misunderstanding here, so I did what he didn't want me to do. I called the police. And something interesting happened. The moment the officer saw my car and I explained how someone had parked illegally in my spot and keyed my vehicle, that officer didn't hesitate. He radioed for a tow. He told the property manager point blank that the car needed to be removed and that what happened to my vehicle was vandalism and absolutely needed to be documented. For the first time since this mess started, I felt a flicker of relief. Someone finally took this seriously. Someone finally treated my property like it mattered. But that wasn't the end. Later that day, the property manager asked me to come into the office. I figured maybe we were going to go over paperwork or insurance forms. Maybe even a plan to help identify who did this. I walked in expecting professionalism. Instead, I walked into an ambush. Sitting there was the property manager, A woman I had never met before, who apparently was my neighbor, and her friend, the owner of the car that took my space and got towed. The moment I sat down, the neighbor's friend launched into me. No pause, no greeting, just pure hostility. "How dare you tow my car?" she snapped. "You caused me so much unnecessary stress. You should have tried to find me. You should have knocked on doors." You went straight to the nuclear option. I felt that buzzing feeling again, the same one from when I saw my car vandalized. Except now it was mixed with disbelief, because she wasn't apologizing. She wasn't embarrassed. She wasn't remorseful. She acted like she was the victim. I looked at her and asked calmly, "Why were you parked in my spot?" She shrugged. It was closer. And I didn't think it was a big deal. But the scratches on my car, the damage that would cost me thousands, apparently that wasn't a big deal either. Then she denied doing it, claimed she had no idea who keyed my car, claimed she was under emotional distress because her car was towed, claimed I overreacted. Meanwhile, my car was sitting outside looking like it had been dragged across asphalt. I turned to the property manager, hoping, just hoping, that he would step in, point out how insane this was, back me up, do literally anything. Instead, he said, "Maybe next time you should try to reach out to her before involving authorities." I almost laughed. Next time, as if this was a normal, everyday inconvenience, as if I was the one making the situation worse. But here's the thing. Their guilt wasn't my burden. Their embarrassment wasn't my responsibility. Their stress wasn't my problem. My car was keyed. My property was violated. My boundaries were ignored. And the only reason they were upset was because they got caught. So I told them very clearly, I didn't press charges to punish you. I pressed charges because someone vandalized my property. If you didn't do it, then the investigation will show that. If you did, then you'll face the consequences. The room went silent. For the first time, the friend's confidence cracked. Her eyes shifted. Her jaw tightened. She swallowed hard, because deep down she knew. And so did I. The best part. The police report meant the property manager had no choice but to cooperate. The investigation moved forward. The illegally parked car owner was now officially connected to the scene of the crime. And whether she liked it or not, everything was documented. I walked out of that office feeling lighter, not happy, not vengeful, just vindicated. Sometimes revenge isn't about doing something dramatic. Sometimes it's not about plotting or planning or striking back. Sometimes revenge is simply letting the truth catch up to people who think they're untouchable. I didn't key her car. I didn't yell at her. I didn't escalate anything. I just made sure that the person who treated me like I didn't matter realized that their actions did. And in the end, that's justice. Look, here's what I learned from all this. People who disrespect your space will often act shocked when you enforce your boundaries. They'll call you dramatic for responding. They'll act like victims when consequences land on their doorstep. But standing up for yourself doesn't make you the villain. It makes you someone who refuses to be walked on. If you've ever been in a situation where someone tried to flip the script on you, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the story, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-life justice, and share this with someone who'd appreciate a little revenge storytelling in their day. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.